Hello, my name is Nienks and thank you for spending some crafty time with me. So I'm busy with the March 2023 Daisy Daydream paper pumpkin kit. It is absolutely my favorite so far. And what I wanted to do is I made these cards almost, so this is very closely to the kit card. And I just made a couple of small modifications by adding the ribbon and the gold texture dots, which to me looks exactly like honey, so they fit perfectly. So I made that one. And this one I modified as well. I added some of this texture right there that I just got off like a paper gift bag. And then I only added 3 of a pop-up flowers, which means I had 3 left, and I also left out the bee. So I also had the bee left from this. So that is, it's also close to the kit card, but I modified it a little bit. And then there was this one that is also very close to what the kit. These cards were so pretty that they really don't need a lot to zhuzh them up. I also only added, I just punched a little hole through there. I used a different sentiment from the Dainty Delight, but you can use the sentiment that they suggest. And then I added the ribbon and I added the gold dots again. Now I love this card so much, and I had flowers extra and 3 little bees extra that I wanted to recreate this. So this is what I did. I just grabbed some very vanilla cardstock, the thick, just scored that. It's 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. And then I just took another piece. I think that was exactly the same size, so I need to cut this down quickly a little bit to 4 and 5 1/4. Let me quickly do that. So I want to keep that edge there, so I'm just going to cut this down to 4 on this side, and then I'll just cut a little bit off at the top and the bottom here. So just to get this to 5 1/4. Okay, so what, get rid of that. So what I did is I just have my circle dies. They're retired, but you can use whatever. This was the layering circle, so I used those 2. And I cut the bigger circle out of the vanilla, and I used that very pretty, I think this is one of my favorite stamps in a while. I'm going to use this a lot. So I just used Bumblebee. If you don't have Bumblebee, you can use Crushed Curry. That is the color in the kit. I love Bumblebee, so I'm going to use it. And then I just stamped that right there. And then I die cut using the circle die cut. I just die cut that piece straight out of there, which I'm pretty sure I'm going to use for something else as well, because we still have these very cute, pretty dies. This little bee, I think him in black would look so pretty. So I'm still thinking about that. And then this is very like, it's years ago, peach something. Here we go. I still have some scraps left. It is You're a Peach Designer Series paper, so I still have some of this left. And I was looking for something that would mimic the green. If you don't have this, just look for something that is like a watercolory effect, see, and has like your the greens that match. And then I just used the smaller layering circle to cut that out. Then let's get this on here. Check that my card is going the right way. That is the right size. And I'm going to pop this up. I don't have enough of this, so let's see. I do have these strips, but I'll probably just use dimensionals. Let me grab just normal dimensionals. I have like multiple of these half packets lying around, so let's just use those. Are these the same thickness? They look, hold on, best way is just to grab one of these and stick it next to that. I want the same thickness, otherwise the card is going to look a bit wonky, and those are exactly the same. So excellent. Let's use up these. I'm going to put a little strip supporting that, and then one supporting the bottom, and let's do this side, and then I'm just going to use dimensionals for there. We can use this little one here. There we go. I think that is good. Then I've used up those strippies that came in the kit. That is also fun to use something up. Let's get these backings off. So yeah, I really, let me know if you enjoyed this. Paper pumpkin is really one of my favorites. I'm just using my grid paper if I can to line that up so that I can have this piece in the middle as best I can. There we go. And then I'm going to use this. I'm not gonna, it's got sort of a linear pattern. I'm just going to offset that a little bit. And the other thing, you can use liquid glue, you can use anything, but in the spirit of, where is my take your pick tool? Oh, here it is. In the spirit of using stuff up, I'm going to use these glue dots. They work perfectly fine. You can use tear and tape, you can use your seal, whatever adhesive works for you. I do love liquid glue, but I also have an entire bag full of these little glue dots, and I like to use what I have. There we go. Okay, so I'm just going to offset this a little bit like so. Make sure it's nice in the middle, and put that down. Then I die cut I die cut this from it's this one from the Meadow dies. It's also a retired set. I'll never get rid of it. I'll use it forever, I'm sure. And I'm just going to, that one is small enough we can hide it. This I'm just going to cut straight up and straight down so that we get rid of that. So we're going to use this little flower. I have extra as well as this little tiny one, so I'll still be left with this one that I will be doing something with. And then I'm out of my beads. That's a bit sad, but we still have that die cut bee from the add-on kit that I'll be using to do something with my extra flower and the stamp I love, and all of these, the little circle die cut. You also, there was also this punch out from this one that has that like shiny bit on it as well. So I'm thinking about maybe putting sentiment here, adding some two-step stamping or something. I'll see what I get to. So let's add this. I want this one, start with this one to, I think, go like that. That's pretty. And then this one to go like that. I think maybe I should have checked it in here first. There we go. That is good. So then we can just quickly add this with dimensionals. Let's put one over here. This is still the minis that we got in the kit, so you can really get a lot out of it. And then just going to cut this one in half and add it up here. One there and one here. There we go. That's fine. There's a little backing stuck right there now. Trying to work fast because the sun is coming up. Okay, so this can go right there about. Come on. There we go. And then we have our little bee. If I can get it. Here. And I'm also going to add him. I'm not going to pop him up. Just going to add him with 2 little glue dots. Right about there. Put your little feetsies down there. There we go. So just like that. And then I have 1 lone glue dot left there. I just cut a piece of vellum that's 1 by 2 inches. I cut a little label and stamped Celebrate You from Dainty Delight there. I'm going to use the Fine Art Floral again, and this is 3 3/4 inch piece. I'm just gonna cut 2 because I have another card the third one I still need to finish, so I'm just gonna keep that together. I'm going to add a little tear and tape right here. Let's put our ribbon through first, otherwise it might stick. There we go. And this side. This ribbon frays a bit, so I'm trying to be gentle. I don't really mind it if it wants to fray. There we go. And then let's put a glue dot. Lift that up, put a glue dot right there. So to secure our ribbon, I just folded it over a little bit to fit on that little strip. There we go. Now the ribbon is secure right there. Then we can add our tear and tape to our ribbon. Come on. And I'm just going to line this up with my grid paper, and I know that I want it about there. And then we'll add a little bit more tear and tape. And then, oh, you know what, before we do that, I just want to add a little dab of glue behind there and on this little, so that it won't wiggle around. There we go, just like that. And then we can put this right, make sure it's sort of straight, get it down. And the last thing is our gold textured dots, the little honey blobs. Put one here and a tiny one up there we go. These are actually still available, so if you want to use these with any of your bee bundles, that is, I think there's a lot of bee stuff available at the moment. Okay, so there it is. This was the original design from the kit, and this is the one I did with just using some extra things and the same idea. So if you made it to the end of the video, I would love for you to like and subscribe, and I will just see you in the next one. Bye bye.